name is Union Jack. I just always refer to him. How are you guys doing? Caught up on the last stream? I'm so glad to hear that. I'm not. I have no idea what's going on in this game. Okay, hey, we made it to the end of the national anthem. By the way, fun fact, this national anthem demonetizes my videos. But I don't even care. You guys know I try not to make money. As long as, like, I can be silly on the stream, I couldn't care less if, the United Kingdom is taking my money. Who monetizes the British national anthem? Is like Queen Elizabeth coming here and like, oh, look, there's that Manakyn again, taking our country's copyrighted music. Let's take his money. Yeah, it's not surprising that it's copyrighted, but who the frick is taking the money from me? Anyway, yeah, so Randy, before the stream, he asked, Last Defense Academy demo comes out next week. Am I going to play it or wait until the full game release? So, first of all, we are all very, very blessed at the beginning of 2025 because there is a large number of video games that are coming out. That's so freaking awesome. Octopath Traveler isn't coming out, but I discovered it and it's kind of fun. But anyway, yeah, so that's a good question. Now, I will say this, in terms of what I've noticed as the trends on this channel, you guys really like visual novels. I should have never played Danganronpa. Because now all you guys ever do is ask for a stupid bear that goes... Because of my voices. Everyone knows it's not because of my voices. It's because y'all are here to simp for like Edgeworth and Gumshoe and Susato X-Ray. But yeah, so I was thinking, you know, I did want to play like Monster Hunter Worlds because I know that comes out soon, but at the same time I realized the most interesting games on this channel usually are the visual novels. So maybe I'll just try to play more visual novels, to be honest, because visual novels take a long time anyway, so might as well. And you guys seem to love it. I have no idea why. Are you guys insane or something? So yeah, that didn't really answer the question, but I will say, I mean, from what I understand, 100 Academy Defense Thingamajiggy is a visual novel, so we might give it a shot. Hey, Mana, ever think of to play date to die for? 90% yapping, 10% answer. I can make it 100% yapping if you want. So, you see, the answer, in order to answer that question, we really have to ask the more important question, which is, what is the reason why a visual novel exists? I mean, why don't we just read a normal novel? And the answer should be fairly, it's more complicated than you could possibly imagine. You see, visual novels were first created because people wanted some sort of visual for what they were reading. Yeah, so long story short, the answer is I'm not sure, but it's more likely I'll play that demo than I'll play Call of Duty. Let's just put it that way. It's a game about dating Cthulhu. Is she hot? Anyway, yeah, I had kind of a fun, or kind of a weird day today. But yeah, I've just got home and just did some recordings and stuff like that. Yes, she is. Oh. Ooh. Play the original Plants vs. Zombies. I have like 400%ed the original Plants vs. Zombies. I got every single achievement. The tree, like the random backyard tree or something, I grew that to like 13 million degrees or meters high, and to the point where there was literally no point to play it because I I like got to like wave like 700 on like the endless mode. I don't think that's even a possible wave. So yeah. Hey, how's it going, Nana? But anyway, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. We have to play more visual novel. We're probably gonna play more visual novels. So the 999 sequel, Zero's Last Reward, something like that. Clanad. Clanat, maybe. Play something horror. No. Yeah, but we'll probably do some more visual novel stuff. Detective thing games are really popular on my channel too, so because as you guys know, it's because I'm smart. Let's play some British Wright. All right, let me close this first before it starts playing more stuff. Hold on a second. And my very good prediction, that's true. Hey, Shakespeare! How's it going? All right. So where were we? We were about to turn on the air because it's really stuffy in here. It's not hot, it's just stuffy. Be right back. Wait, that's William... That's not William Shakespeare, it's William Shamspeare? Hello, William Shamspeare. Celestial says, play Kimi to Kanojo. To Kanojo. Kimi to Kanojo. To Kanojo. No koi. Oh! Kimi to Kanojo. To Kanojo no koi. Oh, I see. Okay. Me and girl and the girl's heart. I assume that's what it means. You hate the fact that your drawing app has a 1-minute delay for every frame that you want to do. Is it because it's slow or is it because it's monetized? Because if it's monetized, that's awful. But if it's slow, well, you need a better computer. You told me about Totono before. Is that the abbreviation of Kimi to Kanojo no Koi? It has a 1-minute ad. Dang, you should save up for like an actual thingamajig. Anyway, it's really quiet in here. Why? Oh, it's because I'm on this freaking save screen. Okay. Mano, what's my favorite game? You guys are just gonna have me like constantly talking and not like actually playing the game, aren't you guys? Hold on. What is my favorite game? I really like XCOM. That's a strategy game. What else? I mean, I really love the Ace Attorney series. Do you know what I've been thinking about a lot? What was that one game? It was kind of a short game where you're like a dead guy and you're like jumping between like bodies and you could like affect the area around you. I forgot what the... Ghost Trick! Ghost Trick! I freaking loved Ghost Trick, man. Ghost Trick was great. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that because there were a lot of really good games that I really liked. I mean, there's a special place in my heart for like games I grew up with. I think my favorite game of all time is Kirby's Epic Yarn. It was on the Wii. To me, it's a really new game because it was on the Wii, but to you guys, it's a really old game because you guys are like 5 years old. Anyway. You personally like my brain on nerd topic. That is a-okay with me. Ah, crap, now I need to grab water. We're never gonna start playing, are we? You had my Wii since 2008? Excellent. Have I ever heard of a game called Killer Frequency? That sounds like a horror game. It sounds like a horror game where you're a I don't know, you're an airplane traffic controller because of the frequencies. And so it's like you're trying to not die because there are serial killers flying planes. Yes. You want to feel even older? There are kids who have heard of the 3DS but not the normal DS. I still have my normal DS. It was like this thick, if you guys remember. Hey, how's it going, Mystery? You were 3 years old when Kirby's Epic Yarn... Stop! Stop! It's a good game! Want to feel old? Talk about the Game Boy. I remember playing... Frickin'... What was it? I remember playing Kirby on the Game Boy Color. Okay. Okay. Frickin' okay. You had a 3DS, but never... Love Angel Syndrome. What the frick is that? It's more like a detective game. If it's like visual novel-esque, maybe. Kirby's Epic Yarn was your only Kirby game ever. That's because you made good choices in your life. It was a core part. I spent so long just playing with the frickin' bells because I loved the fact that Kirby was made of a frickin' piece of yarn, okay? Your first handheld was a Game Boy Pocket. What the... Old man! Woo! Woo! We call it in the retirement police. Hey, get this man to a retirement home. Are we gonna play? You were not created when the device was made. Okay, are we actually gonna play this game? Let's play this game. I'm not a boomer! Ah! Okay. Let us play The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. I think the volume is good. Rest in peace, Ryutaro Naruhodo. May he live on in Rei Membami's dreams. The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road. As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved.
I remember she was rounder than that.
No sooner had my friend saved that Eastern exchange student from his harrowing plight.
Is that supposed to be Soseku Natsume?
Then in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight, did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day. Haunted apartment of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, it only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Oh. Do British people have narration like this in their lives? He wondered, as he sat in front of his computer, typing this comment. I do wonder if British people have narration in their heads. So he sat and he pondered, but he couldn't find the answer. So he knew he had to ask the streamer. Okay, if I remember, Ryunosuke's voice is literally just me. I considered making him Japanese, but no, he's just normal dude. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer, just starting out on my journey. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law after my best friend was killed, and he was actually the lawyer, but since he was killed, I had to take his place, even though I only studied English, and I wasn't particularly good at English, but at the very least I could communicate, and then I had to learn the entire British Code of Law in less than a week. And then I defended a criminal, and I got him a not guilty verdict, even though he was clearly guilty. And he could have paid me, but I decided not to take his money. I'm really dumb. Having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in a quite extraordinary circumstance, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Turns out he's really dumb. Currently, oh, we're back home, baby! Oh. Look! Even Susato's room still has her little, her little name tag and everything. Oh, we're home. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. They don't make houses like they used to, man. I successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court. In fact, I think we're undefeated, right? I mean, we've only taken 3 cases. Well, 3 cases that we know about. We've taken Lucky Charms, we've taken Natsume, we've taken Gina. And we've won all of them. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago, I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right. Wait, they actually kicked him out? They actually kicked him out? What the f- He actually didn't do anything wrong. He literally did nothing wrong. He got banned, man. He got banned off of Twitter. He revealed government that wasn't his fault. That was literally Gregson's fault. He argued with the mob. That's pretty much the most accurate way of describing that, actually. He literally argued with the mods, and he got banned. That's actually probably the most correct way to describe this. Look, man, you're undefeated, and we appreciate ya. But we're gonna have to yeet. Frick! But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. The government... he doesn't deserve this! Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning. Hey! That must be Susato paper, because I can see the little flowers. Yeah, turns out when you don't have a job, you don't have money. And when you don't have money, you don't have food. What a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. Is that the teapot? It must be nearly time for breakfast. I better go down to Mr. Oh, they still feed him. Oh, well, let's be real here. Iris is the one feeding him. And say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate. It's 30th of August, 7:28 a.m. Who wakes up at 7 a.m.? Sholmes Suite. It's Cyrus! Hug me, Iris.
Ah, Ryuno! Good! I was just about to call you. The bacon's ready.
She's giving me bacon. Oh, I love her. We must cherish this child. Good morning, Iris. It smells delicious as usual. The main mission begins at 7:30. Oh, you have to wake up at 7:15 then. Oh. There was no doom scrolling in 1900. I gotta check one more post on Twitter. Before we eat, though, I have some news that... No! Hello, show. Shh. Not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. This could just be the abstruse thing for my pre-breakfast stagnation repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow. Morning to you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, I see. Ah, so that's it! The truth is as clear to me as day. My mental faculties of observation have revealed it again. Sholmes comes in for the kiss. Why is there a VR on the wall? Where? Oh, it's probably on the other side somewhere. We'll check it out. What are you talking about? You, Mr. Naruhodo, you have, at this very morning, met with a surprise. What, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten your third button on your jacket. Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Can I talk now? But of course! Though I don't look for admiration, you understand. My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you. Oh, it has. I hate him! And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember, by you. I don't think my remaining 2 braid cells are gonna make it. Oh yeah, huh? VR. I think that's a Z. I have no idea, honestly.
Hurley pulled your button off?
Ah, yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not? As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, to my utter dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why? I cannot remember the last time I've seen a violin string snap. It takes immensely awful technique for that to happen. Little wonder, then, that in my vexation, I grabbed the first button I saw and ripped it from its proper place. Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me I can't fasten my jacket. And it's troubling me Do you expect me to know where it is? Ah! Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes. Thank you, Sherlock Holmes! You love this case. I hate this man! What matters at present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was unerring.
But Hurley, Reno said it when he came in, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning.
What a detective. Oh, well, that really is a surprise. I'm the smartest detective in the world. Say it with me. Sherlock Holmes. Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire. The famous consulting detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. When the string does snap, it probably very effectively... Yeah, people probably bleed when the string snaps. Ah! There can't be a singular person in the world who doesn't know his name.
All right then, enough of this silly conversation. Come eat the bacon before it gets cold. And I have a new herbal tea for you to try. My latest special blend.
What is it?
Fentanyl!
And here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Holmes' lodger and companion. Opium does work for the time period. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. To be fair, Ryunosuke thinks there's only like 10 million. You mean like in the world? I mean, that could be a reasonable estimation for the era, I suppose. If like he's like, oh yeah, I guess there's just like 10 million people, whatever. Yes. The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes is published in Rance magazine. So, Mr. Naruto, won't you put us out of our misery? Kindly! What surprised you this fine morning? There's a few billion, yeah, but you know, it doesn't surprise me that that people in this era might think, oh yeah, maybe 20 million. Well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it? Really?
That's right. She had some rather startling news, in fact. Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us about it all over breakfast.
Oh, yes. What fun!
No one will ever know why there are bullet holes up here in this corner. When it gets to this time of year, Londoners seem to leave their hearths alight all day, and I love it. It's like a kotatsu, except outside. There's something very relaxing about watching the flames flit and dance about. But a fireplace in days of summertime is a waste of space. Really no use for it at all.
Rather like a great detective in days of no crimes and no criminals, Harley?
But consider this. Instead of a fireplace, a frost place. That's my latest idea. An extraordinary hearth from which emanates a cool breeze in hot summer months. What do you think? I think if you invented such a thing, your name would go down as refrigerator. The principle is extremely simple. One must, of course, light a cold fire. You see, there was something called an ice box in this era. You literally just fill it with ice. No, it's really not as hard as you think it is, Shulbs. Yes, of course. Brilliant. The trouble is, none of the fires I build ever burn cold. How it taunts me! So, as you British say, it's a bit of a damp squib. Well, I learned something today. The blackboard. You guys said always look at the ice boxes and refrigerators don't emit cold air. Open up your refrigerator for a day. See if it gets colder in your room. I bet you it just might. Yeah, of course, a damp squid, right? Yes. This is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? Have you not watched SpongeBob? That is a good point, yeah. He leaves his fridge open. What's in the melting pot today? The blue carbuncle.
Yes, it's from a case of theft that Hurley solved ages ago. The theft of a precious stone. A carbuncle is another name for a garnet, you see. Especially if it's cut with a rounded top.
Oh, really? And this garnet was blue?
Well, that's the thing. They're usually red. No blue garnets have ever been discovered.
Oh.
So who knows what the stolen gemstone actually was? That's the real mystery of the case.
Simon and Garfunkel. Thank you for that. I mean, Simon and Garfunkel are British, right? A proper Herlock Sholmes conundrum. Thank you, Iris. As stated, it's air conditioner. It's a good point. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning by International Post.
Oh, how lovely! Look at Susie's beautiful handwriting. I wish I could read it.
That's right, no one reads Japanese. Except, you know, Iris just conveniently reads Japanese Morse code. And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask? She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer in the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful?
A cut above your good self, my dear fellow. I've won cases too, you know. Why is he so mean to me? He's mean and he's dumb and I hate him. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness too. She didn't read it, she was copying it down. I mean, fair, but still, why does she know Japanese Morse code? Natsume. Natsume. No, I don't recall that name. Of course you do. We helped him. He has a cat. We literally own his cat. You know, in the two cases that took place on Briar Road, one of them was with a green woman and the other one apparently they made up in like 5 seconds during a flashback. Oh, the mustache! mustache. Okay, to Cambridge Dictionary. This will be the first. For those of you who weren't with us in Ace Attorney 1, I rely on Cambridge Dictionary. Okay, Cambridge Dictionary. Mustache. Okay, in US it's mustache. In UK it's mustache.
Mustache.
Ah! The mustached twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the mustache. Wait. He doesn't have two mustaches.
He didn't have two mustaches.
Well, and so it begins.
He didn't have two mustaches, Hurley.
He had 7? Well, do you count the eyebrows? He had pretty mustache-like eyebrows. Yes, who could forget those 2 cases? They made a very deep impression on me. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy now. A very deep impression they made on you. Clearly. So, what of this startling news penned by Miss Susato? Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes? Ah, yes! It's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur. He knows nothing, does he? He's totally forgotten. Sherlock Sholmes! I'm becoming more and more like Natsume. Anyway, in her letter, Miss Susato asks that we read over her case notes again and investigate further. Though it took place half a year ago. For what purpose? Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with the case of the haunted... Oh, did you just hear that? The background music fell off. Oh, this must be shocking. I'm going to put on my shocked face. Oh. On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says. And something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send the telegram.
Oh, that case. Yes. It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
And I had completed the whole story in a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication.
Wait, is that the Baskerville case?
But then Hurley said it was all funny. He was all funny about it, remember? He was very mean. Beat him up for me, Ryuno! That story must not be punished! You said.
Oh, no, published! That story must not be punished!
You said very mysteriously as well.
Oh, really? I said that. Are you sure? Oh, that was a different case, I see. Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan. Miss Susato's repatriation.
It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover.
Wait, so let me think. 4 months, right? It takes her about 2 months just to travel back, right? 50-something days. That might as well be 60 days. Yeah, so... Which means... It's been 2 months, and then she's been in Japan for 2 months.
It was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan. And then after that, we deciphered some Japanese code of some governmental secrets that included an assassination list.
Okay, Kazuma dead. Asian unknown. Gregson hopefully still alive. Wilson definitely dead. So we're at 50% right now. Indeed it was. Due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe. That's right. Telling her to return urgently. Yes, because her father had passed away. No, no, no! He was just had a cold. He's not dead. But according to this letter... Wait, Shoal was just like, yeah, oh, her father's dead. Okay, whatever. The pun isn't Asian. Well, it is Asian now. But according to this letter, the news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse? So Susie's daddy lied to her that she would make the voyage back home. I wish my daddy lied to me. I wish I knew my dad.
Oh, Iris, I'm sorry. I'll be your daddy. I'll raise you and we'll go for walks and we'll eat and we'll have cupcakes together. Oh, I'm sorry, Iris. She has a family. That's right, we're her family. Why would he do? Oh,
why would he do that?
I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Naruhodo and Susato are a big brother and sister. Let me think. Hold on. Hold on. Let me think. Sure, we can go with that. No. Iris will always be my daughter. Life was better when everyone moved via ships. I mean, I kind of agree with that. Jet planes have caused a lot of problems. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that. I wonder what Miss Susato's father was hiding.
Hurley, do you know what it's all about?
Well, now I have to go. Oh, well, who can say? But you just said, oh, please, I have engagements, my dear fellows. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today.
No, you don't. Your calendar is empty.
Well, I have, to drink a lot of coffee today. So, man the fault in my absence, won't you, Iris?
I will, Harley. Don't worry. See you later.
Shelves, come back here! Frickin' Shelves, I hate this man. He's the worst. Ah! He scuttled off rather quickly. He definitely knows so. Perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only person hiding something here. Wait, I never got my button! So Seki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. Would he be on par with Larry Butts? You see, Larry Butts is always dumb. Sholmes is like 90% dumb with 10% of the time randomly, accidentally being smart. By of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
Aha! I found them at last!
Iris, are they?
The notes about the case? Yes, that's right. Susie and I compiled them together. Look at these little bookmarks. I drew the little pictures. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Ryuno? Can we read them together? I'll sit on your lap.
Oh, Iris, I will read any book with you. Oh, Iris deserves the best. Absolutely, you can sit on my lap here, and we will read them together. Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could be still hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light. That's the... Wait, put away the gun! Intense reading music.
Can I read chapter 1?
And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Without spoiling, you feel horrible for Iris? I mean, you don't even need to spoil. She's already lived a terrible life. Iris is functionally an orphan. Gina's an orphan. Kazuma was an orphan and now he's dead. I might as well be an orphan. Who are my parents? What's her name? Susato was, like, functionally only lived with her grandma for, like, 10 plus years. It's like everyone's life here sucks. Everything from what happened to our investigation and the fierce battle in court that fought. Wait, can I game over in this case? I now pronounce you guilty.
Wait, Ryuno, that's not how it went. I thought you got a not guilty verdict.
Oh, sorry, let me read that again. Reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue. And I have all the time in the world. Because I got fired. Because, of course, I was fired from my job. Runo with dementia. Oh no, the sad music. Everything is so sad. My fellow British countrymen. Is this what it's like to live in England? Is everything just sad all the time? Was I fired? Well, thank goodness real life me wasn't fired, but fictional me was absolutely fired. It was 6 months ago. A mystery incident. Also, how's it going, Arcane? Sadness is England's primary export. Can we put tariffs on that? It was 6 months ago. The mystery incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. Yeah, exactly. She was a little bit rounder than the beginning suggested. A young woman was found lying in the snowy pavement of Briar Road, with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following... I don't know, like, how would the knife have to hit you to make you unconscious? I don't know. How would it have hit you? Like, would blood loss make you unconscious? Maybe. I guess maybe shock could just make you unconscious. Do you guys remember that one of the arguments that we made in this case wasn't that it was this woman, but actually some random old dude in a green jacket? The spinal column? Blood loss would kill you. I mean, like, yeah, but like, assuming that she's alive, she didn't lose too much blood, but then again, she's not even bleeding here. Like, there's no blood here. There's, like, 0 blood. I imagine just falling... Oh, that's true. If you fall and hit your head, if you get stabbed, you fall, you hit your head, you could be out for a little while. That is true. Knife hit a big bone, maybe. Maybe the force of the knife. Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, it doesn't have to be from the knife specifically. There's a bunch of different possibilities that could just have her get passed out. Spinal poke. Poke. Ah! We never do see her. That's true. We never actually saw her face. Wait, do we actually see her face? Oh, maybe we saw her face. Maybe I don't remember. The fog was thick. Nobody saw her attack her, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time. Oh, she had a portrait? Does she still have the portrait? Oh, I guess we'll have to wait. I miss you, Susato. Come home soon. That man was Soseki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Thanks, Sholmes! Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susato-san and I decided to represent Soseki-san in court. After a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence. Joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Ha ha! Was the man's reaction. Man, Sholmes is the great arbiter of guilty until proven innocent. We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. Bart's? Is it like a health clinic? So Susato and I summoned a Summoned a handsome man. Hold on. I need to know what a handsome is. Handsome, because I'm very British. A hansom is a two-wheeled horse-drawn carriage, accommodating two inside, while the driver is seated behind. Oh, it's like one of those fancy carriages where the driver is actually behind the people sitting there. We summoned a handsome man, and he carried us to the hospital in his big, strong, manly arm. Okay, if this is a hospital, the first thing I'm noticing is that there's a rat. She's a rat! Well, this is a very cleanly hospital, apparently. I mean, the rat seems to be doing okay for himself. Oh, boy. Oh, wait, frick. 21st of February, 5:38. That's early! Oh, Bart's is St. Bartholomew's Hospital. Recovery ward. You gotta expect the rat. I have to inspect the rat. Ah, there you are at last. Good morning, Mr. Sholmes. I think not. Oh, is it not a good morning? Oh, this is a flashback, so she's still here. You're late. What on earth took you so long? Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes, and it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital. That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time. Time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what has felt like an eternity! Oh. Sorry? In point of fact, I was awoken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone have been roused at such an hour, I sent one to you. Thanks! Why? Why is this guy such a piece of crap? Well, thanks for that. Anyway, you're here now. The victim's over there. She only just regained consciousness. Oh, look at her, there she is. You should introduce yourselves, and I shall observe from here. So that's the lady who was found in the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back. Her name is, yes, here we are. Miss Green. I thought her name was like Miss Olive. Am I misremembering something? Her name's not Miss Green. Her name's not, what? Whatever. First we gotta examine the rat. Oh, her name is Olive Green. Oh, okay.
A mouse, Mr. Naruhodo! An enormous mouse!
Huh? Vermin in a hospital. That doesn't seem the best.
But it looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump.
I don't think you can credit that to the hospital, Susato. I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility. If that's what you were thinking. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not the nicest of hospitals, let's just say. Like, they definitely need to do some improvement here and pretty much everywhere. Wait, what is this? This rounded wooden figure isn't the most charming, is it?
I don't think that's decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an— oh, she's an artist!
I think I should just keep my mouth shut at this point. I don't want to be mean to Miss Green. She just woke up from a coma, okay? She doesn't deserve my sass.
Used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses.
Really? It's not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose.
No, I suppose not. I confess, I've never seen one quite so full figure.
So, like Susato, that's probably the lightest way. No, that makes it sound like I'm making a pun. No, that wasn't meant to be a joke. No, I didn't mean. That's probably the most politically correct. I'm sorry. She's probably a wonderful lady, okay? How's it going, entertaining? Well, if you want to draw a full figure person, it's the right tool for the job. I think Miss Green looks like a wonderful young lady, okay? I don't know, is she young? I don't know how old she's supposed to be. How was your joke? Wait, what joke? 8 lawyers compete to... Is this a pun? Ignored. Ignored. No puns. She's a college student. Okay, so she's a young lady. Oh, how old is college? Is that considered young? She looks very well fed. No, stop! That's a water bag. No! Stop! Stop! Look, there's a photograph in this frame here. Oh yes. It's a picture of a young gentleman. They have the same haircut. He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I'd say. Perhaps the young woman's special son. Ooh, we getting drama video. My, Mr. Naruhodo. I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart. Not in the least. I just said the first thing I thought of. Okay, looks like she's an artist. Someone said read the sign before I talk to her. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feel... No! Stop! Stop! I hate this. It can't get any worse. What is this place? A zoo? You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park. Oh no! For the pigeons, yes. This is a person. I hope she hasn't read this. I mean, they could just mean she eats too. Wait, no, this is like, too much food has been delivered, so. And so, there's no good way to frame this. I'm sorry. Doctors are still kind of some of the more fat phobic. I won't say doctors are more fat phobic. I will say there are a lot of doctors that are very direct and straightforward about saying things. So there are, like, I'll give you a basic example. My sister. I'm making it worse. Okay, my sister, she's a medical professional. And she literally says things to me and others. She would say things like, if you don't stop eating sugar, you're gonna die. Like, she like literally just straight up says things like that. There are a lot of medical professionals that are like very, very, very straightforward. So I don't think it's like fat phobic, like at least in like the most politically incorrect terms. I'll say like there are some doctors who still are a little bit too straightforward for some people. I would say, like, I would put it like that. You just did your term weight biased. Weight biased. I mean, I feel like that's a closer term. I feel like okay, just let's go. It might be a little bit off topic here, but when it comes to, like, you know, doctors being, you know, a lot of people saying fat phobic, but I know a lot of doctors who treat, you know, people who are fat in the same way they treat people who have high sugar content or like who have high blood pressure. They'll just be very direct and like, you have to stop eating cake or you're going to die. Stuff like that. Like, they'll be like super, super, super direct. And like a lot of people are really uncomfortable with that, because especially since it's, you know, that kind of was in a more different era. That type of like direct speak, I think, was maybe fit in maybe an older era, but in like the current era, I feel like that type of like overly straightforward, to the point, this is it, and no argument with that. A lot of people are uncomfortable with that. So I'll say, like, I totally get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, I totally get what you're saying. They assume that the problem is associated with their weight. Yeah, but you know, also statistically, if someone has a very high weight, I don't know what the right way to do it. I'm if you guys can't tell, I'm like I'm dancing around things. I'm dancing around things because I understand both sides, right? I know people in the medical professional, and I also know people who don't like people in the medical professional. So I'm trying to, like, you know, I'm trying not to discount both people, but it's like, you know, the first thing people jump to is the weight, because that's also kind of what doctors are supposed to do, right? Especially when you're doing like diagnostics and stuff, right? You try the very first thing. And if you don't try, and if the first thing doesn't work, then you try the next thing. That's what a lot of doctors do. It's like, okay, we're going to try you on this medicine. We're going to do it for a few months. And if it doesn't work, we're going to move to the next medicine, right? It's the same thing, right? So it's like, okay, it's very common that weight causes problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get you to go to the gym and lose 20 pounds. If that doesn't help you, then we'll do something else. It's like, so that is like, that, so it's like I totally get what you're saying. At the same time, it's kind of like one of the most effective ways to do things in medicine. So I understand what you're saying, but I also understand the other side as well. And once again, I'm trying to dance around the problem because, you know, being this type of thing, I get, even though you can be very factual about it. And I can just say, these are the facts and this is how it is and that's how it's supposed to go. Even if I say that, right? It doesn't change the fact that people feel the way they do. So it's like, you can say things like, oh, well, why don't you just man up? Or you can try to figure out how to make certain health services more effective, both physically and emotionally, if that makes sense, right? Let's get back to the game. This is getting a bit touchy. Well, I mean, I have no problem with talking about these types of things, right? But, you know, you have to, it's definitely one of those things where, you know, you have to look at it from multiple angles, right? You can't just say like, oh, okay, well, doctors don't treat, you know, people who are overweight very well. It's like, okay, well, yeah, but also a lot of things don't treat people who are overweight very well because sometimes it's difficult to figure out what exactly you're supposed to do. So, you know, because, you know, when it comes to being overweight, there's like multiple different angles. Like there's the medical, but then there's also the cultural, and then there's also the societal, like, you know, it's so on and so on and so forth. And so, like, no, I totally get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. And I will just say, like, it's very complicated. So I wouldn't just boil it down to doctors are fat phobic. I will say I understand why people might think about that. I understand why people think that way, but I wouldn't boil it down to the medical professionals are fat phobic. I would boil it down to the medical profession hasn't evolved to accommodate such a rapidly changing culture around the consequences of being overweight. If something like that, if that makes sense, right? And because I'm trying to what is it? I'm trying to try to like, and the reason why I'm actually spending a little bit more time on this is because this is actually a subject that like matters a lot to me, right? Like, you know, actually like using medical science, but using it in a very effective and more ethical, I won't say ethical, but like in a more effective way. Like it's a subject that actually matters a lot to me. I did quite a bit in children's psychology, which is not exactly the same, but, you know, in the similar regard. Yeah, and that's why I'm spending a little bit more time on that. I would say like, you know, I'm trying to like make it a more complete understanding because I feel like, you know, very often if you go to like Twitter, you have like very incomplete understandings. It's either like, oh, these people hate, I don't know, one person, and these people hate a very, very old one, right? You know, you can either like person A or you can like person B, but you can't like both of them at the same time. It's like, you know, where in reality, it's like the topics are much more nuanced. So I try to, you know, take this idea and try to like make it in a more like complete way, so that it's not like we don't end up too far on one side, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not saying that you're wrong, by the way. I totally get where you're coming from. And, you know, this is a matter of like ethics and how to deal with things. So this is really, there is no right or wrong answer, which is what makes it so difficult. But I'm trying to like take a statement that maybe could be misconstrued in one way and kind of bring it down to like a more like full idea. Yeah. So it's not that the idea of doctors are fat phobic, but fat phobia does exist in the medical professional. I mean, fat phobia exists in every context, right? Or I don't like okay, now we're getting on to a slightly different topic, but I don't like the term phobia, like xenophobic or fat phobic. I never liked that, because phobia functionally means scared of, and while I understand they're not using it in terms of scared of, I would just say I prefer saying like biased against certain people or something like that. So yes, there definitely are bias against fat people. Or no, I won't say fat people, I'll say overweight people. I'm gonna have to live with this conversation for this entire trial, aren't I? Because freaking Miss Green, you are a lovely woman, and I hope you have a very happy life with your beautiful boyfriend / husband. Anyway, hello, Miss Green. Good morning? She's like, you. Oh, she's actually kind of cute. Oh. Oh. Oh, don't be sad. Don't be sad, don't worry, I'll give you a hug. She's actually kind of cute. Watch her be the OG Dahlia, oh no. Anyway, I hope that was a reasonable conversation that didn't... Actually, I won't say I hope people didn't get offended, because sometimes being offended is actually something that is important. Yeah, I'm getting really off topic. Anyway, let's just keep playing the game. Hello. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Frick, I need to...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Was it your knife that... Are you the man who...
No. I'm a lawyer.
And I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you.
Wait, wasn't it, the lion lady? I'm gonna call her the lion lady, because during, what's his name? Sholmes's deduction, he was like, Mr. Garadev fought against a horrid beast. When it was his wife.
I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one that... No, I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. We heard that you regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes. Best wishes for me? Thank you. I'm Olive Green, an artist. Well, no, that's not right, is it? What I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist. Well, what I really mean is I desperately want to be an artist.
Oh, she has imposter syndrome. I'm sorry for making fun of you. I bet you could be a great artist, okay? Have you, in the 1900s, in the 1940s, I think, there was a very famous man named Jackson Pollock, okay? If he can be an artist, you can be an artist.
But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't.
Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock had zero artistic talent. If he could be an artist, you can be an artist. Miss Green, I am rooting for you. Reminds me of how most artists don't consider themselves to be good. Yes, imposter syndrome is very real. Okay, I am going to tell you right now. Okay, let me think. 3-panel white painting. There is a 3-panel white painting. It's literally just 3 white canvases that have nothing painted on them that was sold for $500,000. Okay, there is a painting. It's like a painting of pure white. It's literally just a white. It's literally just a canvas. It's literally just a canvas, and it sold for $500,000. Okay, if that frickin' crap can be art, you can be art. Okay, look at you. You are already art. Okay, you are beautiful. You are capable. You are a strong, independent woman, and you don't need no man, except for maybe your boyfriend / husband over there. But money laundering, it functionally was money laundering. There's something similar called Take the Money and Run. It was a blank canvas. Someone taped a banana to a wall and called it art, and now it's worth... The banana's probably gone bad by now.
It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back.
Oh no! You don't deserve that, Miss Green! I don't think that's related, actually. Gonna rip off some drywall.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down.
I don't think she can do... No. Miss Green, you are amazing. You are a lovely young lady, and you deserve the absolute best, okay? I'm doing my best here, okay? I usually make jokes about the characters, but I can't because she deserves love, man. Ah! It sold for 6.2 mil. Oh my god. Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective. Okay. Tell me about the incident. I wonder what the key is she's wearing. Have you guys noticed she was been holding onto the key? To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you've had, Miss Green. Is she wearing something? Oh yeah, she's wearing like a little, if you look at the top of her head, like above her, chonmage. A chonmage is a samurai top knot. I don't know what you would call that. Like right next to that, there's like a little like hair tie thing that's dangling down there. It's her house key? Maybe it's just her house key. Her hair is a brush. Oh, it is a brush! You're right! That's actually kind of cute.
It was...
Oh. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. Man, she got over 72 hours of sleep. That must feel good. Oh, man.
But the case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in the hospital, I mean.
Oh, indeed it has, my dear madam. Sholmes, what are you doing? Spectacularly by none other than I, Herlock You arrested the wrong man.
Mr. Sholmes, as you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in court that solved the case.
Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green? Oh, she still thinks it's a random Japanese person.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming round seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should have never regained consciousness.
Oh no, it was so selfish of me. No. No, Miss Green. Oh. I want her art career to succeed. Man, freaking the depressed artist, man. Oh, it hurts, I know. I have quite a few friends who wanted to succeed in music. It's not exactly art, but similar, right? And it's a struggle, man. Of always like, oh, this is my best work, and then nobody cares, and it's like...
Oh, no! We're all so relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. We really are.
There we go, Susato. Lift her up, baby! With that kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green. Tell me about yourself. Tempted to hug? Give her a hug. Give her a hug, or like, I don't know, what emote would do? Is there a hug emote? Put a hug emote in the chat for me. If it's your best work, you are the person who cares. I mean, to be fair, that's right. Especially in the arts, it's kind of an oxymoron. In the world... Wait, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find a hug emote. Hug. There it is. There we go. Give a hug for Miss Green. In the world of art, in order to survive, you often have to do things you don't like. Like, maybe you don't like the art, but someone else does, right? So you gotta do that. You gotta make the art that someone else likes. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green? Commercial work. Commercial work, innit?
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best.
Hey, have you ever sold... If you've sold a paint... I probably shouldn't say that, because she might not have actually sold a paint.
I mean, I'm a student of art.
Oh, there we go! She's just a student! Of course she hasn't made a living yet! Of course she's poor, because she's a student! Isn't that right, all you college kids?
At the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. Oh my, an Academy of Fine Arts. Great Britain is such a wonderful country.
Right. Would Japan have had a... I mean, Japan right now is in their own cultural revolution, I think, so... Tell me, Miss Green, do you live hereabouts? I have less than $200 to my name. You sound rich to me!
No, actually, I don't deserve it, but I'm a little flat on Brixton Road.
You deserve to have a roof over your head, Miss Green. Can I be Miss Green's therapist? All I would ever do is say, you're the best, Miss Green. You can do it. I see. How very interesting.
Is it?
Brixton is some 10 stops away from the underground from here. The underground, I assume they have a subway or something? And Thorndike Academy is a mere 3-minute walk away from Brixton Town Center. Did they have subways back then? I don't know. Does that matter, Mr. Sholmes? Perhaps not. But Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison. Dwelt by those of inferior means. Like Mr. Mustache! Including Mr. Mustache! I hate it here. I can't keep getting away with it. Inferior me? Maleficent, that's a good point. It struck me as somewhat out of the ordinary for a young fine arts student to be walking in such a district. That's all. I mean, maybe she was... Didn't she have the books? Oh no, those were Natsume's books. Wait, the books scattered around her body, were those eventually established to be Natsume's books? I think they were, right? Yeah, they just, like... Soseki and Sholmes are just going to be rivals for life. What's this? She suddenly clammed up. The Lion book was Gary Debs, that's a good point. Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself, prying into a young maiden's private affairs. Oh dear me, do forgive me. You see, in 100 years, they'll invent something called OnlyFans.
If you don't mind, I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things.
Yes, of course, we won't keep you. Thanks so much, Miss Green. Is there Mr. Narrowforder here? Mr. Narrowforder! Yep, that's me. Narrow fodder? No? Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me. Ah, Mr. Narrowforder! Good! This is for you. It's a message from Mr. Saucy Natsume. Is Japanese that hard? Mr. Soseki Natsume.
But why would a policeman be delivering a message for Mr. Natsume?
Maybe it's smudged. Exactly, what's going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing here, playing delivery boy? Ah! What are you waiting for? Let me say that! Well, this is most unexpected. Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes, he says. Have you not seen... No, because you took it from me! No, how could I have? It would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls. A case of murder, no less. We depart at once!
Murder?
Call a cab. Time is of the essence. Did cars exist yet? I don't know. But the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did. No, they didn't. That will be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fella. If you would let me read it! The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Mustache's. This guy really likes to hang out with dead bodies, okay? Call a handsome cab. It was still called a cab, I see. I'll hail a fiacre. What is that? Fiacre. A small four-wheeled carriage for public hire. Oh, so those were the big ones. We're learning old-ass vocabulary, old-ass vehicle vocab. It was only yesterday that Soseki-san was in court, and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence against a very racist man. And now the very next day, there's a murder in the man's own address. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, you guys know the implication of Van Ziek saying learned Nipponese, right? The implication there is that, it's kind of an old-timey implication, but the implication is that I'm calling you learned Nipponese to establish from the default fact that most Nipponese do not know anything. Like, most Nipponese are stupid. That's the insult of learned Nipponese, in case you guys were wondering. What is better? EVs or OAVs? Open air vehicles? On airline vehicles? I don't know what to be honest. Old ass vehicles. Oh, I mean, obviously the old ass vehicles were better because they ran on horsepower. He may very well be the unluckiest man alive. That's actually how they address people in court then? Was it really? Because from what I understand, is that was actually an implied insult. From what I understand. Now, I could be wrong. You might be right there. My learned friend, yeah, but from what I understand, and once again, I could be wrong here. This is just me doing like 5 minutes of research on like how people refer to each other. Learned friend and learned something else were interpreted quite a bit differently. Like the term learned, it's like it's like saying. It's like the difference between saying like, oh, my friend is very smart, and oh, aren't you a smart Japanese man? Or something like that. Now, I could be wrong. It might just be like a standard, statement. But from what I understand, and I'll look up more later. Oh, what? February 21st, 7:18 a.m. Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. What on earth? Oh my, the gentleman is deceased. I love how not really shocked she is. You're like, oh my, the gentleman is deceased. Look up, student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. Mr. Natsume. Why is this happening? Why to me? I only just got out of court yesterday. Finally home after 2 days of misery. I wake up next day to this. No early bird should catch worm like this. Woeful worm without wiggle. I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Mustache. Ah, not the horrible airlock show! Show! Thomas! Show yourself the door, I never invited you! Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume. I am entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you? Ah, my boy! What up, boy? He's here! He's here! I missed you! Yeah, tisk. They're already here, the busy bodies. Ah, Inspector Gregson, what a pleasant surprise. Man, pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face at a crime scene, Sholmes. Ha! I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is the result of excessive consumption of fried food. Good morning, Inspector. How's that infinite void of fish and chips? This is a crime scene! You don't go touching any shit. Isn't he in jail right now? Oh, no, there's a flashback. Or, good morning to you, sunshine. Oh, look at this. Don't worry, we'll help you out. I'm watching you. That's right. Hey, take your pointer off of my face. Hey, take your pointer off of my chips. He didn't go to jail for what he did in Case 5. Hey, how's it going? Maddie? Maddie. But this is also a flashback, so doubly wrong on my part. It's gonna take a little while to remember. Why is there a stage? Oh, I said, Zaf, you better not mess up my crime scene. See? Oh, why do you sound like an Italian mobster? Look, the streamer only has a limited number of voices, see? No chance, I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it. You love watching randoms. I'm so glad you found us. Someone's in a bad mood. Oh, there's certainly a bad air in here, isn't there? Sounds like I better talk to the inspector first. Sue Gregson as Al Pacino. Okay, let's see here. It looks like we can't touch anything, so we better touch Greg's. We better click on Greg's. Hey, how's it going, Indigo? So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he? Touch his fish and chips. Mr. William Shamspeare. Oh boy. Didn't we run into this guy for like 5 seconds in the first game? Yeah, he appeared for like 10 seconds. I remember that. Like, he was there for like 10 freaking seconds and like he just disappeared. Man, he was a lodger here. He's the real Slim Shammy. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead loss that happens. Or just dead. Ha! That's detective humor. Mr. Shamspeare. It was the landlord, oh, Mr. Garadab and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him. The fella didn't rise at his usual hour, so Garadab got worried and wait. So he didn't wake up at 7 a.m., so he was all like, oh, I better open his door because he might be dead. That's kind of suspicious. Also, I hope Garrett wife is doing okay, because she's kind of in jail right now. Doesn't Mr. Garrett have a bad leg?
Ah, yeah, you're right there. It was a jittery Japanese hunchback over there who actually did the kicking.
Soseki-san?
The victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Even done some time inside for petty crimes.
Wait, what? Wait, so this guy was also a criminal? Oh, he's a sham. So he's like a con man. He's like a con man. He pretends to be an actor when in reality he steals, he picks pockets and stuff. He's a sham. So Seki looks, I know, my poor boy. He doesn't deserve any of this. He deserves to write a book about a cat and get famous. You've never seen him shake a spear.
He had no money, no place to go, no friends, no life. He had no internet, he had no friends. Did I mention he had no life? He was kind of a loser. He didn't really read, he couldn't read, he didn't know the basics of the alphabet. He couldn't afford food, so he just ate his own nail clippings. Yeah, he lived a pretty pathetic life.
His only acquaintance were the people in this house.
He had no bitch.
You'd be sad too if you had no windows. That's a good point. Miserable life, miserable end. So what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation. Shouldn't you have sent him away?
Ah! Frick, now my pockets are getting all greasy because of you. I'm not saying it because the fellow looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the culprit.
That's racism. You said culprit there, didn't you? Oh dear. Mr. Natsume seems to be under suspicion again. Certainly seems that way. He does come across as such an odd fellow. He kind of does. Let's be real here. It's the mustache.
Poor man. How unfortunate.
At least he wasn't slinging slurs like the first fan What was this game translated by fans? Dang. You know, one thing I learned is that fan translations love cursing and love racism. Fan translations are some of the edgiest crap I've ever read in my life. It's like the difference between Naruto saying like, Sasuke, you're my friend, come back, and fuck you, Sasuke, I'm so in love with you, I need you right now.
Yeah, anyway, I can't say much until the coroner gets here. But don't think the fellow's been a goner that long. The body's still warm.
We need TGAA investigations. Oh yeah, didn't that come out on, didn't they port that to Steam? Okay, so can we investigate now? Please? Can we talk? Oh, well, let's investigate my boy here. What a terrible thing to have happened.
It's only been 3 days since I arrested for incident on pavement.
Wait, does he live on first floor or the second floor? Natsume lives on the second floor, right? I remember there's three floors. The top floor is the Gyarados floor. Then there's Soseki Natsume on the second floor, and this guy's the first floor? Wait, which one's on the first floor? Who's on the first floor? Who's on first? What's on...
And finally having regained my freedom, starts happening all over again.
Endless existence of excruciating experiences. So the victim lived on the ground floor, and your room is just 1 story up. S-T-O-R-E-Y. Story. Is that how you spell story? Like one story, like 1 story of a building, right? Is that S-T-O-R-E-Y? Is that how... Oh, we gotta look this up. Okay. S-T-O-R-E-Y. Story. Oh, you're right. It is the British spelling. That's the British spelling, which means that's the wrong spelling. I mean what?
America, baby! That's right. In way we neighbor, I suppose.
So, did you know the victim? Were you friends? They always add C-O-L-O-U-R. Colour. Were you friends? I mean, he studied English literature, right? And Shamspeare here is literally English literature, so... You good? What's the matter with Soseki-san now? It was an innocent question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it?
I suppose he was a complete stranger. But did he ever invite me to his room? Never! On my honor, I swear!
He was here when he died, wasn't he? He was totally here when this guy died. What an extreme reaction. They also added the E in judgment. You're probably wishing that you never asked, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? This would be like... Soseki writes, I am a cat. And the previous book he wrote, which never got famous or published, was My Life is Miserable in Britain and I Want to Die.
When we found him here, I felt wretched. Which is why I sent word asking you to come. Through that inspector over there!
What the frick are you doing? Can I go home? Can I just leave? What do you want? Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing? Ha! You need only to observe to know it, my dear fellow. Investigating! Naturally. There's nothing natural about that. Mr. Sholmes, have you made some sort of miraculous discovery? Stop simping for Sholmes! My God, Susato! Patience, my dear madam, patience. We've not been here in this room 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened. Oh, my goodness. But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes? Now that you propose that idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I have managed to draw two incontrovertible conclusions. Susanoo, you can do better. Oh, please, no deduction. Please, Sholmes, no spectacular deduction. The first, that there was a physical struggle here last night, in which the victim fought for his life. Oh! Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant?
No. Don't mind me. Forget I hear. I disappear now.
And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air last night that passed the victim's lips.
No! Nonsense!
Mr. Natsume, why are you reacting so extremely to everything Mr. Sholmes is saying?
No. Please. Pretend I'm not here!
Invisible, ineffable, inscrutable, insignificant, and impossible to ignore. You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail. But of course, let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts. We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. You remember how there was a snake that crawled through the air duct? Of course I solved that case! No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time? So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Sholmes, logic and reasoning spectacular. Act 1! Oh! Cause of death. Oh no, it's happening! Careful observation of the victim lead reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Is his mouth foaming? I didn't even realize that. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Or rabies. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate, which contains, you will observe, 1/2 of a sizable bar of Huh? I mean, sometimes when I don't have food in the fridge, I also eat, so... Was this guy really that down bad? Like, damn, just get on food stamps or something. God damn. Meaningful, indubitably. Why is this soap set so purposefully on the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact. Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course. The fork reveals the answer. I hate my life. Irish Spring. Imported directly from the McGilded Shipping Company. It does kind of look like wasabi, to be fair. Or like a crappy, like, green popsicle or something. It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. Young man? How old is he? Look at that face. Look at that face! He's 31! Get out of here, Shamspear. Taking up arms in the form of his cutlery, the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Isn't soap toxic in this era? Yet the struggle against his hunger was in vain, for in the end he couldn't resist devouring this slippery feast. But London's foul soap is besmirched by foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Why am I still here? Just to suffer. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to its excessive ingestion of foul soap. Sholmes, are you tired? You need a Snickers. Though, personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of foul candle wax. I'm sure Susato's jotting that down. Sholmes, you're not you when you're hungry. Grab a Snickers. He ate too much wax. The cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and dine alone? The single teacup suggests the answer. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however. Certainly. The careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Oh, uh-oh. Indeed. What reveals the answer is, of course, the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior soap, from whence wafted an inferior scent. He couldn't afford the good stuff like Dial. He had to use standard Dove Bar. With that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that his soul was well cleansed on its way to the hereafter. I hate it! Oh! I hate this man. I hate everything about this man. Oh my god. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction. I will say, Will, I didn't actually understand the joke. The joke that you made. Shows not knowing how basic soap bars. You guys just prey on my demise. Who wouldn't risk a leg injury to break down a door to sit by the dining table and chop on a barbs? I mean, obviously, right? We'll just stay on the screen for a little while. Finally, some good fucking food. Let my boy enjoy his fish and chips. There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. Like infinite pizza, but infinite chips. You love Greg? I love his infinite fish and chips. It's so good. I don't know. I think Greg's fish and chips will just make him more dead. You are disposed to identifying just one thing, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you? Well, no matter how hungry he was, you really think the man would have eaten soap? Wait, this was his room, right? This was Shamspeare's room, right? Well, of course, because there's the stupid castle in the back. maybe if the fish and chips had less oil and more vinegar or something. It's quite apparent that the man had barely a penny to his name. It's a curious thing, but to one so destitute, soap can suddenly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. How extraordinary. Actually, from what I understand, there is actually a condition where people eat soap. There's actually like a really interesting condition where people are addicted to eating soap. It has to do with nutritional deficiencies or something like that. The soap is a lot. Oh god. Oh, that hurt my soul. That. Oh god. Oh, that's a terrible pun. Get off the stage. How extraordinary. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself. Damn, even Sholmes is down bad, baby. You've eaten. Look, buddy. I know I'm not paying my rent right now because I can't, but I can't get a job. But look, we can get on food stamps. I know Iris is a growing girl. We gotta feed her, but. My dear fellow, it was some time ago. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut. It does kind of look like an Irish Spring. It does look like an Irish Spring bar of soap. Aren't there conditions where people eat stuff that aren't normal? Yeah, like mattress pads and stuff. Like there are conditions, or sand. Sand is a really common one because there are like conditions where like well, sand isn't. I mean, it's not common, but it's like of weird things. People sometimes eat sand because of nutritional deficiencies. They just feed Iris opium. Oh no! And did it? As I writhed in agony on the floor and spilt the contents of my stomach. Yes, I believe it did. I mean, he's not wrong. It did cleanse his stomach. Just in a slightly unexpected way. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it. Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
There's something that troubles me as well, actually.
Oh, what's that?
It's Mr. Natsume.
Oh no!
I couldn't help notice him shuddering and quivering out on the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched a nerve somehow.
Nonsense. Well, that clenched teeth episode didn't last.
I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reactions, the great detective's deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth.
Can we just leave it at he committed suicide and just be done with it? Can we just be done with that? Yeah, he killed himself. Okay, anyway, bye. Man, Mr. Natsume doesn't deserve to go through this. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in an obtuse angle. And when he does that, it falls on us to straighten things out. Alright then, let's see what we can do.
Yes, we must pick out the key words in Mr. Sholmes' quite brilliant deductions.
You know, the biggest plot twist will be in the final case. We will think that Sholmes is wrong and then we'll correct everything, whereas in reality he was right all along. That will be the ultimate plot twist. Yes! And then the clown fell down from the balloons. And then the angels flew up into the air.
And we'll discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense.
That would be the plot twist.
If we do that, we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place.
Susato, you can do better than him. Stop simping. In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Herlock Sholmes and Ryunosuke Naruhodo's Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1! You put the sauce in auto. Hold it, Sholmes. Sholmes is never wrong, just temporarily incorrect. Sholmes hasn't figured out he's screwing with you. No! He just doesn't want to do any work, so he makes up crap, and he was like, oh, well, why don't you do the work for me? Okay, let's do some careful observation. Yes, yes. Okay, he's got foamy, foam, and then he's using poison. Yeah, sure. And then there's a bar of soap. And one half of the soap. Indubitably, why is the soap set purposefully on the dish, like Victim's Last Supper, in fact? Yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course. The fork reveals the answer. What? I cannot believe this man put me in jail. Well, you can't deny that a fork implies that the man was eating something or about to. I mean, there are other uses for a fork, right? Stabbing something? Yeah, I really can't think of anything else right now, but I mean, there are probably other uses for a fork. I've used a fork to stir things. I've used a fork to, like... I've used a fork to fish, like, a wire from behind the bookcase that I couldn't reach. Look, there are lots of uses for fork.
Yes, that's true. If I would decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt to eat it with chopsticks.
Thank you for your insight, Susato. And of course, only half the bar of soap is left on the plate.
But might there not be some other explanation?
Some material proves whether or not the man. Y'all remember in Danganronpa when we had to prove that Kirigiri wasn't a ghost? I hate this. So you think someone's spoiling? All right, yeah, please no spoilers, guys. Thanks for watching out, Mystery. Oh. Oh, wait, go back. Other pieces. Sholmes! The other piece of soap is literally right there. It's literally right there. Sholmes. You'd handle the spoilers if you could. I might take you up on that at some point, Randy, if there end up being a lot of spoilers. But so thanks so much, Randy. Your hat, also your hat. Look, there's more soap on the floor. Mr. Shamspeare must really have loved the stuff. Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Naruhodo. Look closely at this soap. Do you see that it would fit together perfectly on the half bar on the table? Sorry if you spoiled that the soap isn't wasabi. Ah, dang it! How could you? What? How could that be?
I think
That they are two halves of the same that broke apart. This is so dumb.
Take that!
So dumb. It looks like one of the marshmallows and Lucky Charms. Oh, it kind of does. Like the... Wait, which one? I don't know, actually. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer. It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap. Wow. Which means the only person in this room who has ever eaten soap is Herlock Sholmes. The only person dumb enough to eat soap was Herlock Sholmes. Sholmes found the secret to the detox. But it's obvious, really. For no depths of hunger could drive any man to eat soap. Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, only took a single bite. No, why? Why? That begs the question of how the man was poisoned, because there's no sign of any food on the table. An excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answers we seek. Hey, Felix. For London's foul soap is besmirched with foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the contents of the plate. Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument, then. Perhaps he's suggesting the man lick the soap. Did I just... Oh my god. If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. There are no signs of any other food in this room at all. Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it? Yes, there's also Jezal Brett's tongue. What? Sorry, what? Tea? Yes, a Western vessel for the serving of infusions of dried tea leaves. Imagine dying because you washed your hands with I mean, to be fair, soap was somewhat toxic. Soap was somewhat toxic from what I understand. Like, what is it? Soap, soap is made of two things, lye and something else that causes a chemical reaction. But if they don't react perfectly, remnants still remain, and the remnants are toxic. So soap is actually it's a little bit toxic, but it's not like super poisonous. I'm still simping for the racist. Jezal Brett did nothing wrong. Or at least I can pardon it because she's pretty. I mean, what? It's a teacup, Mr. Naruhodo, as you well know. Stop putting on airs. And it's empty. So we've already established the victim wasn't eating soap when he died. However, there's significant evidence to suggest he was drinking tea. My thoughts exactly. Tea? Tea? I guess it's just the teacup. I am curious, though. Maybe it was the soap.
Take that!
It may interest you to know, Mr. Sholmes, that there is a saying in Japanese. If your food is poisoned, you might as well eat it, plate and all. So... It may interest you to know, Mr. Naruhodo. There is no such saying in English. Oh. And what flawed logic in any case? Why, if one ate the poison, would one have to eat the plate as well? Don't blame me for my country's sayings. I guess I'm really dumb. I think it might be difficult to establish the answer. I'm sure there's a far more likely explanation.
Take that!
A soap counter? It'll never happen. Yes! The victim's life was claimed by poison that tainted the teacup. Oh, indeed. Cups have been the vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over the centuries. And it would appear that this victim drank every last drop. There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. Which leads us to the immutable conclusion. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this tea. Well, I mean, we don't know that for sure. I mean, we're not 100% sure about that. I mean, kind of. But we can't be certain until we know there's poison in the tea. But I guess for lack of anything else ingested, it would be the tea, right? If everything else has been eliminated, there's only one thing that remains, which is the tea. If the cause of death is identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Oh, look! A teacup. The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions. Yes. It's called a teacup. There would have been nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me is Mr. Natsume's reactions when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's more to this deduction than it seems. We must closely examine the scene of the crime for more clues. Yes, ma'am. Really? There was only one teacup! Ha ha! Okay, Schultz.
Take that!
Did the other man dine alone? The other teacup suggests the answer. Yes! There were 2 teacups in the room all along! In other words, this is a strong indication that the victim's last supper. There was a guest person. What, was the guest person like Abraham Lincoln or something? At the very least, we can now say with certainty that someone else here was here in the victim's room last night, taking tea with the victim. No. It's okay. It's okay. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong, Soseki.
What are you talking about?
Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable. To draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however. Certainly. In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table? Well, allow me to lift the veil of doubt, my dear fellow. Do you mean to say you know who exactly was in the room at the time of death? Yes! Look! There's a broken lock! I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going. No, is it our fault? Is it our fault that he goes to jail? Oh, what are we gonna do? Oh no. Oh no. I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap. But the identity of the guest. Oh no. Oh no. He doesn't deserve it. He just wants to be a cat. He just wants to be a cat and walk through little doors that were created by Iris with her cat-doromatic machine. It's something I have a very bad feeling about. PTSD kicking. Oh, no. Do you think Soseki would be a furry? I mean, he's a furry man. He has a mustache and very bushy eyebrows, so sure. Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we can't ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo. Cat Flat-O-Mat. Yes, that's it, the Cat Flap-O-Mat. Do we still have that, by the way? He's Japan's first cat boy. Oh, God. Oh. You didn't do a pun. Well, now you have. Oh, glasses. Book. Wine. Lock. Maybe the bottle? Oh no, let's investigate. It's empty. Empty of liquid, but full of air. Damn, he's out here writing a haiku or something. Makes you think, doesn't it? It makes me think that you're full of... Susanoo, please! They're just full of air. Susanoo's quip in response was cleverer than my original riddle. Oh, a candle? Susanoo is incredibly sassy. Even Mr. Shamspear didn't need candles, it seems. We've already established that he didn't need soap either. You think perhaps the guest brought this candle here last night? Even if he or she did, does that reveal anything about the guest's identity? Good point. There goes my idea. Snuffed out like a candle. If you sigh so deeply, Mr. Naruhodo, you're in danger of blowing out the flame. Okay, that's the broken law. Oh! Books. At first glance, it seems like the only things in this room are this makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially. I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... The Picture of Monsieur Le... What? Canterbury... Yearnings. A Meal for Gabriel... I am in danger. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Maybe it's just an incredible coincidence. They're the same book that Mr. Natsume purchased on the day of the incident. Saseki-san had been to a bookshop. And now they're here in this room. What could it mean? Do you know? Yet Mr. Natsume claims to never have been here. What does this mean, do you think? I really don't know what to make of it. Oh no, I'm sorry, Natsume.
Take that!
Indeed. What reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books. Oh, quite so, I'm stealing your deduction. It's no mere coincidence that these 3 titles are here in this room. It's the link to the truth. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Mr. Natsume, you purchased those books 4 days ago at a second-hand bookshop. That's just coincidence. In that case, you'll be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. No! Never! Non-negotiable! Pelvic thrust. If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returning to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. Damn, he's got the schmoobs. So you could have conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that. In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Oh, 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 oh. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded at the Old Bailey. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. He dies again. He is very sassy. Very Michael Jackson-esque. The victim died here in this room last night as a result of the poisoning. I mean, he could have gotten, I don't know, carbon monoxide poisoning. They're burning candles. They absolutely enjoyed Natsume. And the same night, the victim had a visitor. And that visitor was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Thus concludes the final act of Sherlock Holmes' Great Deduction. Man, he doesn't deserve. There's no proof that he did it. He doesn't deserve this. And first we have Green, now we have Natsume. This is... Man, it's just so much depression in Great Britain. It ain't so great now, is it? Not again. Not again. Not again! Meh. Well then, Mr. Natsume. It's on the Great Depression. Soseki Natsume brought the Great Depression to America. It would appear you're gonna have to accompany me down to the yard again. Hold your horsey! Yeah. Door, key, lock, entry, exit, entirely impossible! He's so flustered he's being even stranger than normal. I mean, do you guys remember how Natsume was arrested the first time? They broke into his house and they said, "Did you do it?" And since Soseki didn't really understand English, he simply just said, "Yes, yes, hello, yes, yes." Did you kill him? Yes, 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 yes. That's literally how he was caught the first time. What, you think that's an alibi? You just made a copy. Oh, you live in the same building after all. You have plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. Misery me. Man, sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. Did you kill the victim? Yes, sir, I'm fine. Wrong place, wrong time. It's no unfair. The facts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. You horrible Sherlock Holmes. He's really found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he? That's his nemesis, baby. We are aware that it's not him. Yeah, but past him doesn't know that. Past him is suffering. Come on, no dilly-dallying. Outside, there's a carriage waiting. Welcome, student Mr. Danganronpa, Esquire. I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but... have to help me, please. Please, I'm innocent. Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later to talk about it. One more thing. You guys ever watch Jackie Chan Adventures? Man, that was an old show. In Jackie Chan Adventures, there was this character named Uncle. And he literally would always go, "One more thing!" My poor kitty cat. Please give him breakfast for me. Waka-hi! And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken. Soseki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder. Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective. Oh, what do you mean? It was all you, Naruhodo. My dear fellow, that honor belongs to you! Thank you, Herlock Show. Well, at least that means Gregson's no longer here. We can examine the crime scene. Yay!
Yes, that's right. And of course.
What?
Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned earlier? The landlord was Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Samsphere.
Uh-oh. I'm not sure Mr. Garadeb wants to see us right now, since we kind of locked up his wife. Although something tells me he might be happier. Ah, yes. John Garadeb.
I expect we can find him sitting in the top floor.
Right. We'll remember to go and talk to him later. Alright. Let's examine. So the first thing I actually noticed, maybe I'm not sure you guys noticed, is this right here. There's a floorboard that's different color. Wait, can I not click on that? Nothing particular. Wait, really? Wait, really? Look. I was about to feel so frickin' smart. None of you noticed this subtle detail. Oh. Hashtag smart. It's just broken. Well, we have this at least. I gave myself away. I tripped on a broken floor. I have indeed tripped on a broken floorboard. You see, I was trying to create the seesaw effect.
What's this?
It looks like part of an envelope, I think.
Yes, I think you might be right. Perhaps it was torn off when the letter was opened.
Is that significant?
Well, it's a little out of place, perhaps. When you look around the room, there's no sign of a letter, or the rest of the envelope.
Oh, she's right.
And yet, here we have the torn off end of an envelope. It just strikes me as unusual.
Agreed. Let's steal from the crime scene. Mine. Okay, if you guys remember, this game really likes investigating things, so when I find things, I'll probably immediately investigate them. Oh, hey, we have lots. Oh, we have lots of stuff. Oh. Kazuma Asogi. Oh, wow. I never even thought about this. Isn't his. The armband's not even his. It's just borrowing, you're right. Very fine embroidery here that shows the name of the armband's owner. Kazuma Asogi. So I'm always carrying my best friend's hopes and dreams. Damn! My boy carrying his sword with him. He is literally carrying the spirit of his best friend. Oh. My boy. To be honest, it's something that weighs very heavily on me.
I didn't realize it was such a burden.
Yes. I think that's why my right shoulder aches so much.
Are you sure that's not to do with you reading in bed or the like?
What are you, my mom? It slipped. Oh, he never adjusted the size. Oh, actually, that's a really nice detail. Okay. Your books. Mr. Natsume. The sum of 2 shillings. What is that, like 2 cents? The picture of Monsieur Emile and Canterbury Yearnings. Do you guys need to read the Canterbury Tales in like literature class where you guys were in high school? I did. It was weird, man. It was a freaking weird piece of literature. Okay. Oh yeah, do you guys remember this? Yeah, so this was from the last game. This is here. This is where the woman was this where she was killed? Or not, I guess she wasn't killed. She was stabbed, right? And so he was walking here. He went to your books, then he went back this way to here. Yeah, he didn't go, if I remember, we established that he didn't go through Calabash Road. You never heard about the Canterbury Tales? Oh. Whoever opened this envelope didn't bother with a letter opener or scissors. How do you guys open mail? I literally just open it with my finger. I stick it inside and I go whop like that. How do you guys do that? What do you guys do when you open mail? I hate opening mail. Yes, whoever opened it was clearly someone with an unrefined temperament. And judging from the angle of the rip here, the person in question must have been right-handed. Mr. Sato, I think perhaps someone's been reading too much of The Adventure of Sherlock Sholmes. You can never read too much of it, Mr. Naruhodo! Never! I love those two. Let's just start from, like, going from right to left. The only piece of classic American literature... Well, the Canterbury Tales weren't American. Look at those bright costumes. Somehow they look out of place in this grim, shady going-ons. This one looks like a king's attire. A king? I've always dreamt of being a king. I think you'd be more suited to be a feudal lord. A daimyo or such like... Wait, what? With a chonmage on top? Every Japanese man wishes he had a chonmage. Wait, is that true? Does every Japanese man want a samurai bun? You'd look wonderful with one, and you already have a sword. Can you imagine what I would look like if I walked around the streets of London with a chonmage and a sword? Okay, apparently I learned that, Ryunosuke wants to shave some of his head and then turn the rest of it into a bun. Window tax. As we've seen from the outside, the windows are completely bricked up. A vestige of the former window tax that Britons had to pay. What strange things they used to tax in Great Britain. I mean, making people pay for the number of windows they had in a property? It's extraordinary. It's heartbreaking to think of the poor having to block up their windows just to avoid an unaffordable tax. Oh! What is it, Mr. Sato? If you look closely, a number of bricks are loose. Oh, hey! Look at that. The soap. Wait. Is soap like a legitimate part of the trial? Wait. Wait, hold on. Somehow they turned soap into an important clue. Was it Mr. Shamspeare who did it? Being the lodger renting this room? Oh, look at this, Mr. Naruhodo. On the outside, there's a little ledge. And there's something on it. What? Outside? You mean soap? It's so cold outside. You can feel it through this gap. For those of you who are wondering, by the way, the window tax. The reason why they had the window tax, they made the window tax, was because they wanted to tax the rich without explicitly saying we are going to tax the rich. So they said, oh, look at that. Rich people seem to live in bigger houses, and bigger houses have more windows, so let's just tax the windows! Obviously! It makes perfect sense! Did it snow all last night? It would be cold. But more importantly, what's on the ledge? What are those snow-covered lumps? It's more bars of soap! You see, he didn't have refrigeration for his food, so he kept the food outside. So, what are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge? I have no idea. But the pair of them look rather charming like that. Still, it's very strange. Bars of soap lined outside the window. I think we should take one. There are two after all. Oh dear. I suppose we could... Oh. What's this? Look at this soap here. Huh? Do you see in the middle there? There's a patch that's different color. It's sort of transparent, but some sort of fancy design. Only in Great Britain! It looks like the Hinomaru flag of Japan. How wonderful! That's what it was. It's an homage to Japan. Duh. It's probably a very expensive brand. You think this piece of crap can afford an expensive brand of soap? Expensive? Then what's it doing in this ramshackle old room? Okay, we gotta investigate that. There it is. Oh, it looks different than I thought it was. That's why he's poor, because he buys soap. He's a soap snob, of course. This part is a different color. It's an exquisite design, isn't it? I love how Herlock Sholmes just admits to eating. How's it going, Iris? Trust the British to turn a boring bar of soap into something special. I quite like it. It reminds me of the Hinomaru design of the Japanese flag. I expect this is a rather expensive soap. That doesn't seem likely, given who it belongs to. Does it? Yeah, I'm just looking at the design. It doesn't look like this is like part of the soap. It looks like someone pressed something into the soap. So if you guys have ever like had like a bar of soap, like if you get it wet, you can push your thumb into it. My mom used to be so pissed off at me when I would destroy the bars of soap by just pushing my thumb into it. Okay, so apparently there's some weird soap thing. And what are this? Same? Poor man, so young to die. Do you suppose it was a very painful death, being poisoned as he was? I don't know. All we can do is hope that he'll be reborn into a better life. I suppose you're right. I wonder. Do you think that putting our hands together in a Japanese prayer will help a British soul? I don't know. Does God culturally separate religious things? Wait, sorry? Oh, the big book! I made sure I had a reference at the ready for such an occasion as this. This book is entitled The Beginner's Guide to Praying for the Departed, the British Way. I'll just reread it now, one moment. There's quite a spine on that book, isn't there? You also destroyed bars of soap. Yeah, I think anyone who had like a solid object as a kid for a long period of time would absolutely destroy it. Like I would like take apart mechanical pencils and pens. Like I would like fold erasers in half. I would what is it? Like bars of soap, absolutely. Like squishy things I would absolutely destroy. Bubble wrap, yes. What is this right here? And here we have another disproportionately large machine. This looks like a meter. You'd unscrew things? Oh man. Like, you guys remember the remote control on your TV? I would always open up the flap and take out the batteries. Ah, this is a gas meter, I think. It seems that in this district, residents pay for gas they use as they use it with coins. Wait, what? Wait, so the gas meter is inside the house. Hold. So they pay for the gas in the house? Couldn't they just open up the box and take the coins out? I feel like this isn't a very effective system. Did Natsume have one too? I mean, they're in the same house, right? So he must have had one too. It's locked. I mean, let's be real here. That doesn't look like a very sturdy lock. Unless they had this like weird legal thing where it's like we can argue that this box is actually owned by the gas company and therefore you're not allowed to touch it even though it's in your house, which is weird. And there's a reason why that argument is very difficult to make, which is why the gas meters now are just like, you know, keep track of things on their own. But yeah, yeah, let's be real here. That type of lock, just like take a, what is it, a monkey wrench. Bam, it's open. Surprising Shamespeare didn't eat the lock. I'm surprised Shamespeare wasn't chugging gas. I see. Ah, now that you pointed it out, I can see that there's a slot that just looks like it would take a coin. You mean if you put a coin here? That's right. That would buy you about 2 hours of gas for lights and heating. Man, can you imagine 5 cents for 2 hours of gas? Dang. Maybe not even. Like, it's probably 1 cent for 2 hours of gas. He was a literal gas guzzler. So if you were a poor person with no money, you'd have to sleep in the freezing cold. Yes. Or if you were a scatterbrain with no change because you forgot to exchange your money at the bank. Thank goodness there's no meter in our office. But yeah, but we live in the rich part of town, right? So we probably have like our own like standardized gas thing. Yeah, this looks like something that they would implement for like in like crappy neighborhoods. Like this does not look like something that they would implement for like the sophisticated people. 3 pence. How much is 3 pence? This is a gas wall light, isn't it? Must be connected to the gas pipe. Yeah, you can even see the connection. Gas lights, gas stove. London really is a city of gas. Now that I think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Garadev had an open fire on the top floor, didn't they? Oh, yes, you're right. I don't recall seeing a gas stove up there. Well, I much prefer a real fire anyway. It's much cozier. What else? Over here? Maybe the stage? Or the candle? Let's do the stage. The gassy city. Here it comes? Okay, we'll see what happens. Is this some sort of makeshift stage? Where does the audience sit? For nightly Shakespeare performances? Actors aspiring to the great stage must practice their art, Mr. Naruhodo, with or without an audience. In fact, on a related note, perhaps you should set up a mock bench for your defense in your attorney office. Wait, what? Then you could practice your art every single day. Objection! No. Objection! Objection! No, that's not it. I'll think about it. If you promise to don a beard and play the role of we've seen Ryutaro Naruhodo. Now we'll see Judge. Well, if that would help you achieve your goal. Yo, we're gonna get bearded Susato. Was that it? Not the painting, not the box. Here. I know, I love her. I think that's everything we've investigated. Oh, no, the thing over here.
There's not much on these shelves, is there? Just this wine glass and this bottle. And both of them are cracked.
Yeah. Because all the good wine glasses go to Viantiques. What's the matter?
Oh, I was just reminded of the...
Susato and I. Prosecutor Van Zeeks?
Yes. He's so reckless with his wine glasses.
I was thinking it's a waste, and that he should donate some to the needy. You can suggest it next time we meet. Oh, that's it. I think that's everything. The window, the walls. There's one more thing here? I don't think so. Maybe we should go visit Garadeb. Anything here? Anything here? You know, I was thinking the same thing, Ralph. Yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe we chat with, no, we can't. Probably something in evidence? Yeah, we can examine our evidence. No, there's nothing. We've examined all of these. I'll do one more quick sleep, and then if I can't find it, I'll just go up to Garadeb's. I don't see anything. Yeah, and there's no one to present. We're not like in talking to Herlock or anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, we can do things out of order. I'm fine with that. New location. Shamspear's room is where we are. Oh, Briar Road. The Garadeb's room, prison. Naruto's legal consult. Oh, that's where we are. Sholmes' suite. Let's go say hi to Iris. Iris! Iris? Iris! There she is! Oh, look at her go! Iris? That's incredible concentration.
I find it quite remarkable on how she can focus on so many different things at once.
Perhaps I should try drinking more herbal tea.
The blend third from the right would be good for you, Bruno.
Oh, Iris. This girl is destined for great things. What do you mean destined? She's already achieved, like, the pinnacle. Look at her. Look at her go. Look at her little hands. Look at her little hands go. I love my daughter. It's curious how this enormous metal chest is being used as a coffee table. And even more curious to think that Iris's father's notes about Mr. Sholmes' case are inside of it.
You mustn't look in there, Bruno! Those notes are a secret between Daddy and me.
And Mr. Sholmes isn't somehow in on the secret?
Harry tends to forget, you see. As soon as he solved a case, in fact. Once he reads one of my manuscripts, we had a terrible argument about it. Never have I solved such a case, he said. He was absolutely adamant. Sometimes I wonder if he's from another planet, don't you?
Oh, sometimes I wonder if he's from another planet, don't you? There's a pipe here with the chemicals. Herlock just has ADHD. Yeah. This is Mr. Sholmes' famous violin. The one he found being sold for a song at a pawnbrokery. What was it called again? Shoddy something?
Oh, yes. This wonderful instrument features in The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes.
It's a world-famous Stradivarius. Wait. He has a frickin' Strad? How much did he get that for? What?
Stradivarius, Mr. Naruhodo.
Straggy. Are you even trying now? We'll come back to this another time, I think. Wait, hold on. If I remember correctly in the previous case, didn't he get this for like $6? Right, in the previous case, right, in the previous game, he sold this machine, right? I remember that. Miss Green, let's go visit Miss Green. Oh, she's not here. Oh, her bag's still here. Ah, this looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital.
The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so...
It's probably running around the hospital.
Oh dear.
What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. Miss Green, are you okay? Miss Green? Miss Green?
This must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though.
I expect a friend or family member probably brought her some things for her.
Alright, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes, no doubt, and...
No, Mr. Naruhodo! You must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings!
But the young maiden might have chocolates, or biscuits, or... Ryunosuke! You cut that out! Okay, next we got Briar Road. Oh, look, we can see the soap from here. Alright, let's examine the outside as well. Hey, snowman's still here. Why has somebody built this snowman on some sort of pedestal? On some sort of pedestal, do you think?
That's not a pedestal, Mr. Naruhodo. That's part of the snowman's body.
But it already has a perfectly good body.
Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. Perhaps this is a foreigner.
And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man. I know how it feels.
If anything, it's Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are the strange ones, isn't it? After all, real people do have 3 sections. Heads, torsos, and legs.
Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much? Let her have this. With the exception of the top floor where Mr. and Mrs. Garrett live, the windows are all bricked up.
Yes, that's because of an old window tax that was charged on the number of windows a property had. In order to pay less tax, the poorer members of societies filled many of their windows.
You know, it's really sad. They created the window tax so that they could tax the rich. and it only ended up hurting the poor. It's actually really sad if you think about it. But the tax has since been abolished. Couldn't the windows all been opened up again? Yes, Naruhodo. But why would they waste their money reopening the windows if they're poor? Unfortunately, it would appear that the residents of this district can't afford to pay to have the work done. Man. Having no money sucks. A sad state of affairs. Especially for people like poor Mr. Natsume, who have to live all cooped up in a windowless room. I suppose that's the price you pay for living in a very cheap accommodation. It all seems rather pointless when you put it like that. There always seems to be bicycles outside the Garadev residence. I read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain. In fact, maybe one day your ancestor will take a bicycle to go to court. That one seems very warped, though. Especially the front wheel. Is that to make it more of a challenge? I'm afraid that might be a result of the rider's incompetence. For the front wheel to be so badly warped, I'm afraid the rider must be similarly afflicted. And there's a good chance Mr. Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle. I fear you may be right. Dang! Will Iris ever publish a novel without Sherlock Holmes? Find out next time. Oh no, poor Natsume. My poor boy Natsume. Oh man. My boy deserves better than this, don't you think? I definitely didn't fully... Of course I didn't fully examine some evidence. We just started the case. You think the stream died? Well, I'm still here. I don't know how you're doing, Randy. Hopefully your stream is working. Yeah, but for everyone, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I do like to chat a little bit before the stream ends. So, yeah, if you guys... Is this intermission or the end? Well, we've been streaming for like 3.5 hours, so... Yours is slow as well. I mean, everything seems okay on my end. I'm checking the stream temperament right now. It seems like everything is okay. I don't see any warnings coming up, but... I mean, it happens sometimes. If there's like an event going on, like they'll like throttle some streams that don't have as many viewers to send more to the people who make them more money. It happens sometimes. It's not a big deal. Yeah, but yeah. It was buffering? I mean, I don't see the buffering on my end. I'm just checking it out though. Okay, we're back now. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, and apparently I ended before the best part, so you guys are gonna have to wait until tomorrow to see what happens. Yeah, but poor Shakespearean man. Yeah, depending on what happens, by the way, I may stream on Thursday. And the stream I might stream is for... Yeah, we might do like a culture stream or like a chatting stream on Thursday where we just chat about the current state of gaming and like the current state of affairs of life. I'll help you guys with your math homework or something. I am enjoying the chat stream, so like whenever I have like an opportunity, I do want to do like a chat stream just for the fun of it. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will join me for that. You guys can see all the Amazon packages I have over there. Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so on Thursday we might do like a chatting stream where like I might, you know, one thing I was thinking of is apparently the new Gamba is coming out for Zenless. So I might like compute how much money it costs, every character costs. Like we could actually do a mathematical calculation on how much the characters have cost or would cost me if I bought it. You're glad you don't have to take math classes the first quarter? You should continue taking math classes. It's good for you. It's like algebra. Algebra is good for you. It's like doing push-ups. Doing push-ups but for your brain. Yeah, but... Yeah, what are you... For those of you in college, by the way, what are you guys studying? Retaking college algebra this semester. Oh, that's good. Algebra is a good thing to know. What are you guys studying, by the way? I know some of you guys are... What some of you guys are studying. Some of you guys are studying... I don't know, like science? Nerd! You're philosophy, and that's enough thinking for me. Philosophy. Let's ask a Okay. You're getting your AA. What's an AA? Is that a degree? What is an AA? You're getting your Alcoholics Anonymous. I looked up what is AA. It's Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm glad you've acknowledged that you've had a problem. Associates of Arts. Okay, that makes more sense. You're getting your Ace Attorney. Best philosophical questions. Okay. Since you're a philosophy major, you can answer me this. Okay? How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? For those of you who know, you know. If a person with one arm speaks sign language, is that a speech impediment or an accent? That's a weird question. Ask Plato. That came from one of the greatest philosophers of all time, Jaden Smith. There is nothing better than seeing dumb people try to be smart. Not saying that I'm smart, but I don't try to be smart because I acknowledge that I'm an idiot. Yeah. Oh, man. Huh. I'm trying to figure out what I want for dinner. What'd I get for dinner, guys? You gotta go. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, Kiyoma. Let's see, dinner. Pizza. No! Stop! Why do you do this to me? Pizza does sound good, that's the problem. You had steak for dinner. Well, not all of us have $3,000. Pasta is good. I don't know any places that that make pasta though, and I don't have any dry pasta right now. So that's a problem. Let's see. What's this over here? Okay, maybe we can get like a chicken sandwich. Macaroni! Haha, it's a macaroni! Oh, I love a macaroni. It's so good. Why? I am a vanini. I'm a vanini. I'm a fix of the poppy. God, Lies of P was such a good game. You guys pretty much never see me play, like, the Souls. Well, then again, I played, Sekiro. I destroyed Sekiro, man. You guys were all like, oh, Sekiro's too hard for you. Bam! Bam! Frickin' dragon, dead. Oh, frickin' samurai, gone. Yeah, recently, I've been looking back at Lies of P. Oh my goodness, Sophia. Oh my god, Sophia from Lies of P. Oh my good. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of sad though to me that there's like it seems like strategy games are slowly going out of style. Like people are making less strategy games, people are playing less strategy games, and as a result people are making less strategy games. And now the strategy games are like Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is like it plays more like a hey, we're all buddies and we're going out to fight and let's play some strategy. But it's actually just like, oh, I'm going to play this card and you go punch him. Got it. See you later, Kiyoma. Thanks so much for hanging out today. I better get going too. Yeah, time for me to head out as well. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I'm gonna try to find something to eat. Yeah. Tomorrow we will continue our investigation and perhaps go to court and lose, but we won't actually lose. Okay, remember, if I game over in this particular trial, it doesn't count because this is all a flashback. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. If you have any quests for me, I'll see you all next time.